So today I'm very excited because I have one of my good friends that I've known for a minute. She's been in US since 2021 and she came with an agency, and I'm really excited to talk about her journey. She's a renal dialysis nurse. She has over 15 years of experience. She's from St. Vincent. She went to an island before she came to US. So she has really an interesting journey, and I can't wait to interview her. I'm really excited for you to meet her.
Hello, Joanne. How are you?
Good. How are you, Julian?
I am doing great. I'm excited to be here.
Nice. So today I'm really excited to explore your journey of you relocating to US and anything else that we can talk about today. So maybe you can just start by first telling us where you came from and how nursing is in your country.
Oh, thanks for asking. So my name is Jolene, Toney. I am from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I built my nursing career in the Cayman Islands. I have been a nurse for over 17 years. It's been a beautiful journey for me. I've seen so much, I've worked in different capacities, and they were all fulfilling, at times overwhelmed and stressed and burnout, but I've learned over the time, little things that I could do to make myself stay motivated and still live and carry out the mission of nursing and why I chose nursing. I have a daughter. I'm a single mom. I love the outdoors, love nature. This right here is so beautiful and perfect. I have 5 siblings. Yes, I've only met 4 of them. So I'm not the only child. A lot of people think I'm an only child, but I'm not. I guess because they always see me alone. I'm completely different from my siblings. I'm the outgoing type. I'm the one who will take a risk. And so that one in the family, that's me.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So I always like to ask everybody, why did you become a nurse in the first place?
It's the only thing I've ever done, honestly. Straight out of college, I waited for my 18th birthday and I went into nursing school. I knew I wanted to be a nurse because I cared for people. I remember as a little girl, my neighbor, he was self-sufficient, but he elderly man, and I was like, how can I help him? So I always clean his house, help him with his cooking. And I was like, man, this really reaffirms, that I really need to go into the nursing profession. From high school, I already knew the sciences, everything. I just knew. Maybe I was born to be a nurse. Nursing school was not stressful for me because it's the one thing that I wanted to do. I had a lot of fun in nursing school. We had to write a letter to ourselves, why did you want to become a nurse? And honestly, looking back, it's been 20 years since I stepped my foot into the nursing profession, and I won't change anything because I always wanted to do this. And is it always wanting to do bedside nursing? Well, not necessarily. I just wanted to know that I'm making an impact somewhere in somebody's life.
I like the way you say whether you're not sure whether you wanted to be bedside, because traditionally everybody thought nursing is only on the bedside.
Right.
So maybe you can tell us, are you still in the bedside or you've gotten out of the bedside?
So I've moved away a bit from bedside, and that's how we met, because I do your clinical aspect for you, and so that allows me to be at the bedside but in a different capacity. I'm imparting knowledge, I'm grooming other nursing students so that they can feel the fulfillment, not just from their lecturer's side, but from somebody who has practiced at the bedside, still practicing to some extent. And so my full-time capacity right now is a simulation coordinator. Love it bad. It is so good to see when nursing students come and they're like, ooh, and then they'll be like, oh, got it. The aha moments, that's what I live for. And it's no thumping of chest. From nursing school days, I remember I would be the one who would break down the lecturer after class. I'm the one having a class after class, right? So all of these things I think are innate to me. They're in me. And so it makes it a little bit easier for me. And if I'm to say anything, in the nursing profession, in any profession, if you're not happy doing what you're doing, then it becomes a whole different kettle of fish. Yeah.
So you're saying currently you're more assimilation facilitator?
Yeah, assimilation.
So what is your typical day?
So my typical day is so much better now. I fought very hard for this because burnout and overwhelm is being taught around here, and I had to tap back into my why I want to be a nurse. And my why is to help people. So why am I making a system say to me, leave your mission, don't chase after your passion, right? So I said, okay, where can I fit in the system that's going to serve me? And so I've done nephrology nursing. I heard you mention that when I was backstage there. I love nephrology nursing. And one of the reasons why I love it is because a lot of people see it as a challenge, one, and then two, it looks like robotics. But when you really understand the anatomy and physiology, and then you bring the procedure to it, it's an awesome area to work in. Moving away from all of that, my typical day is awesome now. I work 9 to 5. That's beautiful. I get to take my daughter to school. I get to pick her up. Less time for her in the daycare. And for now, it's slow season for us. So I do a few lab skills right now, a few simulations. And then I head home and drive into the sunset. Yeah.
It's funny the way you say that as a nurse you can be able to transit from one specialization to another. So did you have to do any certification, or how did you become a simulation facilitator?
Okay, so there are many ways to, we like to say in the Caribbean, many ways to skin a cat, right? But variety is the spice of life, and there are many ways we can do one thing in order to attain the other. So yes, there's a certification for assimilation, but I did a preceptorship course way back in the Cayman Islands, and I actually was a part of a team that took, you know, baby nursing school, like brand new, and we had those students, you know, so much pressure on, because your first 4 years you're saying what is going to happen, what are our numbers going to look like. So I got an opportunity to be a part of that program. I was not paid, I was not looking to be paid. I just love helping others, and so I show my knowledge to these nursing students each time they came out. So when I moved here to the US, I took on the same, you know, outlook. If students are on the ward, I want to help them, right? So there were students, you know, I'm just going about my day, love helping them, showing them. Fortunately, one of the students was like, wow, we really like the way how you help us. And then they referred me to their lecturer, and then the lecturer to the chair. And, you know, so it always pays to do good. And I say that, it always pays to do good. And so that's how I got into clinical instructing. And then simulation, I'm right now working on my simulation official certification, because that's a requirement. If you have a master's or BSN, you still can fit into that position. And of course, you're hands-on. So I have lots of experience with hands-on. I've been grooming here too over the last 3 years. So that helped me to fit in. Any specialty that you're going in, it is always best to get a certification in it. Why? Nursing is a lifelong journey of learning. Okay, you're never gonna stop learning, and if you love to learn, it's gonna put you into positions where, wow, the world is gonna open, doors are gonna open for you. I'm not saying it has to be expensive, right? Because master's degree, I'm like, hold on, do I really need my master's? So I'm now thinking about it, because I have like my nephrology certification and some other things, and so I just think mastering the skill of nursing can get you there. But of course, there are requirements, and I will have to meet them to keep the job, right? Yeah.
So you talked for someone to decide about their specialization is based on passion and maybe exposure of what you're doing.
Yes.
Do you think it's important to also look at the career to see whether there is money in that particular specialization?
Yeah, that's important too, because a lot of us will have different things that drive us. So if you're money driven, right? I hate to say it, but if you're money driven, it is what it is, right? Nursing is wide and diverse. Look for the part in nursing that's money driven and go towards it. It will cost you some certifications and all of that. If you're passion driven, even better, because money follows passion. I know that for sure, right? Money follows passion. However, I would say there is always, and I mean, the world is changing, I get it, but you see that 2 years out of nursing school, the medical surgical 2 years out where you're honing in on knowledge and skills and getting that wide base, it sets you up good. So I did 8 years of med surg. It was very wide. We did emergency a little bit of mommy, baby, geriatric, you know, male, female, med surgical. And that really set me up greatly when I moved into nephrology world. Because whereas nephrology, we're just gonna take the whole body and say, go away, let's see what's going on with the kidneys, right? But because I know what happened to the arm and the brain and everything, I could have been like, okay, I see, let's connect them now. Your pathophage is gonna live with you forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think once you have passion, money will always
Yes.
flow.
Yes.
And you're likely to also consider things like work balance, because now you talked about your child and being available. So there are many things when someone is choosing specialization.
Yes.
To consider.
Yes. You have to know exactly what you want for you, because I could have still been at the bedside, but was it going to serve me in my personal life? No, it was not serving. And I tried to fight it, and then I had to say to myself, it's not working. You're an amazing nurse. What else can you do? And even if I went into nephrology, it came with its own kettle of problems too, right? Because we start very early in the morning, and then I was like, this is awesome. I'm fulfilling my passion and dreams in the nephrology world, But what's happening to my family? And if your family is not well, you're not going to be well at work. Your mind is not going to be there. And so I've had times in my career where I could be at work so comfortable and don't have to worry about, what's going on at the house. And that's when I experienced, work-life balance, because I had somebody who was there for me. My mom was at one point, had a really good babysitter at the next point, and then there are awesome facilities like the schools around here. It's amazing how they take care of your kid, so that gives me peace of mind, and I can put 200% in at work. I leave fulfilled and ready to go back, right? Not saying it will come overnight. You have to work on what you want in your life.
So if you were to talk to a younger nurse that would like to go to the same simulation, or they want to become a clinical instructor, as you say, what would you advise them?
I would advise to get a lot of experience, get a lot of hands-on. So for me, I've gone on helicopter, I've gone on aeroplane doing medevacs, I've been in emergency room, I've rode on the ambulance, responding to ambulance calls. I've worked in a trauma unit where I'm the only nurse. I don't know anything. I'm fresh out of school, but I ride it by the bull's horn, right? And so I would say get that broad base, fit into anywhere, because sometimes certification alone doesn't cut it. When you look at nurses, the ones with the experience in the field, they're the ones who really master the craft. So I know a lot of us, we're ambitious and we want to study the next chapter and the next chapter. Yes, it brings money, but are we fulfilled as a person, and are we fulfilling the need in the service, in the community, in the healthcare, sector? So I would say learn as much as you can, and you will see value in the certifications that you do.
So what is one thing that you can advise anyone that is looking into nursing specialization?
Go for it, right? I would say go for it. For me, success motivates me a lot. Okay, being successful at something motivates me a lot. So I always hold on to the hem of everything. Even if it's going down, I'm holding on until it comes up, right? You have to know what drives you, and success drives me. It's not to thump my chest or anything, but it gives me that self-satisfaction, like, man, I did that. I'm not telling the world, I'm telling myself. The world is seeing that, yeah, Jolene was good at that. She presented, she simulated. But for me, it has to be something for me. I can't do it for people. Have I done it for people before? Yeah. And feel like crap after, because I wasn't fulfilling the process. So success is my motivation, and I will always say, we don't really plan to fail, we just fail to plan. So always plan out your life, put it down on paper. I never believe in affirmations and stuff, and I was like, what is this thing they're talking about? This is weird. And then I started to do it, and it's becoming comfortable. So inch by inch, you can get exactly what you want in your life. It doesn't matter how hard nursing is. People say it's hard, right? It doesn't matter how hard the system is. There's a space for all of us somewhere.